Alright. So, I've just been bumming it all fucking day. And, I don't know. I'm working on this famitracker song and I'm going pretty hard. Just thought I'd, I don't know, let you in on a couple things, maybe find some of the shit interesting. But, I just finished this intro. I think it's pretty sick. It's just this part here. So that little part there. What is it? Let's play that again on loop. It sounds pretty tight. Anyway, so got that. So I've had this melody. I came up with this melody here. Wait, hold on. Fucking damn it. Right. I've had this melody here for like quite a while. I came up with that on my keyboard, and then I added this part here, the second part, so it's counter melody. So you hear that kind of in the background, the whole thing. It's like 4 patterns, this main part. So before I go further, so it's got like, I have on the VRC pulse I have 2 delay things, so you have, and then I just have that delayed by 3 ticks on the first one. And that's at 7 volume, and then at 8 volume, and this one's delayed 6. So I think that sounds cool. It sounds kind of like a little bit overly full, but I like it that way. Like this one, that kind of sticks out because it has a different pulse sound, so that kind of keeps it so it's like not too muddled up, I think. I might be wrong, I don't know. And then I also have this sawtooth. It's a 4-chord riff. So yeah, this whole, so from the beginning and then 4 patterns of that. Hold on, get all these started again. This is the main song here, main riff. It's not too long, it's only like what, 20 seconds long. Then after that I drop it into like a little bit of I don't know. It's got that bass, boom, boom, boom. It's like a pulsating. And then it like goes back into the main riff, but I thought that was kind of cool. That's kind of the idea that I wanted to have, was to kind of go back and forth between something that's really kind of like a driving force, and then something that's kind of like, it feels like it slows it down. It doesn't slow it down really, but the tempo is the same. But so there's not too many parts going on. Oh, I have this pulse channel. And all of these instruments have like So they're just arpeggios, and then they have like a volume like this. So. And then the noise is on like a loop. And they're like, yeah, I just labeled arpeggios like 037, that's a minor. And then, but yeah. So that kind of gives it like a little, and then on top of the sawtooth, which is all, I think is the same sawtooth that I had before, which is, it's just a really quick arpeggio. Let's see, 26. It's just 3. And this one the arpeggios are like, I think 12 or something like that. Yeah, I think they're like 12 long. So those two together sound like, just give it the background. So that's basically the second part, different chords from the first. And then we go back to, so let's play that through. Kind of sounds eerie. So we go back to the main riff again, and I have to do it differently because that's just my style. I don't want to repeat the same thing. So this one, I added harmony. So I took away one of the delay channels, and this line here has harmony and a couple counter melody parts, and then I lowered the volume on the this part. I lowered the volume on so it's not as prominent, but let's play it first. And that's that. So let's just look at this harmony I put in. I think it sounds really cool if you just do it like this. This is why I really like these chip sounds, because the harmony sounds so great. Yeah, that kind of took me a little while to like get, because at first I started off and I had like a way too much counter melody, and it sounded like there's just way too much going on. Because on top of that, you also still have the rhythm of the bass, and then this part here. So I was like, man, I better stay tight, like with when these notes hit. So if you look here, this one and this one, they kind of hit at the same time a lot. There's a couple parts where they don't, like this part here, it's got more. But yeah, you know, that part, yeah, that part took me like a minute. It's like fucking like around on it for a while. But I think it sounds not intrusive. It just sounds better. Like not, doesn't stand out too much. Lots of thirds, fourths, fifths, seconds here and there. So Yeah, that part's cool. I like it. And then now I'm on the second part of this thing, and I haven't really. This is probably the next thing I'm gonna start because I want to make it a little bit different than this. Maybe add some extra melodies here and there. There's room for it for sure. It's pretty empty sounding on certain holds. But then I have a third part which is coming up. And this part is pretty sweet, I think. Then it goes back to the intro part. Man, that part sounds cool, especially when you go back to it. But so let's look at this part, this third part. Um, so first and foremost, I have this melody. The chords are different. That's why I'm playing the sawtooth. The chords are different. They go from what is it, like a E major at first, and then it's E major, and then it's like C sharp minor, and then it's what's that? What's the next one? Oh, it's a yeah, E major, C sharp minor, and then D sharp minor, and then uh, G sharp minor, I think. That just sounds so pretty. Like it took me a while to do. Like honestly, it took me just coming up with like something like that would sound. Just coming up with like melodies that I think are kind of that are catchy. Like I don't not just putting down like just any fucking notes. It takes me like a while to. I'll play the chords on like repeat and sit with my this, and I just fucking sit there and I try to come up with something that I think's gonna sound. It's gonna sound cool. The melodies are like my favorite part, and then filling the stuff in is probably the the bass and the drums and all that kind of stuff. It's like the work aspect of it. But if I can come up with like a pretty melody, that's like my favorite thing. Oh, and then this part, I don't know. I wanted it to sound different, so I just. So what I did here is I did like 6 notes. So this is like a repeating 6, and that gives it like the top notes, the G sharp here, and then I repeat that 6 times on that chord, and then on the next chord, where is the next chord when I get to this minor, yeah, I didn't start in the exact same place, so I didn't start at the top note. I started at what would be the next note that would make sense. So if I'm like starting up like top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 all the way down, do that, and then on this last time there's only 2 left right here, so it's like and then that's when the next chord starts. So then I just picked the note that would be the next one in that sequence. So from like E, I went to C sharp, so that'd be like the next logical note, and then down to where. But then I made the top note C sharp 5. So if that's the top note, so the previous top note was the G sharp 4, and then this top note is the C sharp 5, and it gives it like to where it kind of seems like a little off balance, because you're not like on the bass drum, you're not like hitting the same note every time. Like this time, I'm hitting G sharp here, I'm hitting B here, I'm hitting G sharp, and then E, and then like B, and then it's not the same thing over and over. Well, let's listen to that with drums. See how that highest note pops out and you're like, why is that there? Or sometimes you think like, oh, the highest note's gonna be on like the 1 or the downbeat or whatever, and then it ends up being on like the 2 for some reason. I think that kind of thing makes it sound a little bit less like stock. I don't know how to put it. But yeah, once again, I just kept the bass guitar or triangle. I always think of it like the bass guitar, but with that pulsating. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I've been working on fucking all, like, so last night. I'm working on this song I came up with that melody like probably 2 weeks ago. Yeah, jeez, it takes me fucking like forever to finish this shit. Or not just to finish it, just like to work on it. Like just doing like, let's just look at this, like, this line here. Like, you see all these like bends, like that, all the Q, anything that says Q or R, like those are all bends that I have to sit and fucking do, and it's like to make it sound right. Like people, like I don't think a lot of other people are doing like as much on the bends as I am, especially in famitracker stuff. I'm like, I don't get why they don't, but it's honestly my favorite part about it because you can decide, you can make everything like precise on the bends. If you just do everything clean, like these are all different timed bends. Like, cause I do them to try to make them sound like just. I'm not just plugging a number in, I'm like listening to it and then saying, oh, it needs to be a little faster, oh, it needs to be a little slower on the bend, or it needs to come from a different note. Like sometimes you want to come from like for this one here, I decided on the D because I wanted to give it this really sharp bend, so this is a 5-step bend. If you go like that 5, anything that's like 3, 4, 5, anything that's in the high range on the second number here, the distance of the bend, I can give it like this, especially on like a riff. It gives it that like squeal, almost like squealing sound. Yeah, right there. It's a really fast bend, about five steps. Right there it is. Yep. Yeah, and these drop down. Yeah, it gives it like a staccato, kind of, because it's dropping so much. Yeah, anyway, so let's just, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be done with this. Probably, definitely not yet. that intro part sounds fucking cool. Anyway, that's pretty much what I got. I just wanted to make this video, maybe break down a couple things, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, I don't think this is done yet. I'll get back to work now. All right.